Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. And what is this video about? Well, I am going to try and use Ableton's new bounce features to try and make a sample pack completely from scratch using some pseudo procedurally generated sound stuff. And in order to do that, I have, especially for this video, created two Max for Live devices that I'm going to use in order to achieve this task. And what are they? Well, the first one here is this thing which I've just called Map Random, which is a modified version of the random concept from Ableton's expression control, which is here somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? We don't know. We don't need to see it. We don't need to see it. There it is. So we've all seen this lots of times. And then if you want, you can choose random from this drop-down list. And then when you have a MIDI note come in, you can map it to a parameter. It randomizes the parameter. I have done a slightly incredibly basic, very buggy version of that with 16 available mapping options that I'm going to use to map to stuff. And then I've made this thing here, which is the most boring device I've ever made in my life. It just makes a single sample click like this. Can you hear that? Maybe you can hear that. Just a single sample click. Very, very, very boring. What am I going to use that for? That's not interesting at all. Well, I'm going to use that to excite a chain of devices that I'm fairly confident are going to make some interesting sounds. And because this video is called Bounce to New Sample Pack, there may be going to be quite bouncy sounds. Springy, springy, boing, boingy, boing, boing, boings, squirty spray sounds. I don't know. Let's just get on with it, shall we? So yes, I've got 16 things that I can map. I thought that I would use Shifter. So I'm going to get Shifter in here. I'm going to put Shifter here. I'm going to close that down. And I'm going to start by mapping. Let's map the course. Let's turn on the delay. Let's set the delay to milliseconds and turn the feedback up and see what we get. Wow. So that was exciting. Right, okay, so yes, basically what's happening is that I'm sending this tiny single sample into Shifter, which has got a built-in delay and all this kind of stuff, and it just sort of triggers the delay. And I'm going to use that to make some weird sounds. Let's bring it up a little bit here. So with the feedback up. I'm having too much fun just doing that. Right, so let's maybe set some ranges here for how much we're going to randomize the course. Let's maybe try something like, let's try 40% and 75. Okay, now let's map the window time and the delay time. So every time that I trigger, I'm triggering a MIDI note with my QWERTY keyboard. Every time that I trigger a MIDI note, it sends this little click, which then goes into the chain of effects, and that just makes these weird sounds. Beautiful. Sort of retro sci-fi startup sounds. Okay, let's maybe bring the pitch window down to something like 50% and the delay time down a little bit to maybe 50% here. Ooh, right, let's get another Shifter and just repeat exactly the same thing. Let's put let's put it after this one, minimize that down, scroll back over here, and I'll just map the same stuff. Let's go map this to the course, this to the window. Let's turn the delay on, set it to milliseconds, and map the time. Let's just make some adjustments here. Let's just say, yeah, roughly 40% here, roughly maybe 60. This one, something like 50%, and then this one, something like 50%, something like that. Let's just have a look at the feedback up full, put a limiter on. Beautiful. All that from just that. not particularly musical, just more sort of sound effects, I suppose. Okay, very good. All right, okay. Oh my God. Shit. Right, okay. So now what I'm going to do is use the envelope follower, which I believe is, where is the envelope follower? Where is it? It's here. Here it is, the envelope follower. I'm going to put the envelope follower after the click. So what I can actually use the envelope follower to do is to sort of turn this single click into a sort of smooth falling signal by just turning the fall up and increasing the gain. So you can actually see there that roughly about 28 dB, let's go slightly less, 27, yeah. We can actually turn that single click into a down falling ramp like that. Okay. And I'm going to use that to basically apply a fade out. So I'm going to go and get utility. Let's get utility here. And I'm just going to mute this channel for a minute because this is going to get quite loud. Damn it, where's it gone? Map. And we're going to map that to the gain on the utility. But we need to go back to the envelope and set it at 50% so that it starts from 0. So have a look at that. There we go, that's worked. So that single sample click has been turned into a nice ramp down signal, which we can use to turn down the volume, and then we sort of get a fade out on our sounds here like this. So I'm going to draw in a single note here at 1 bar at 120 BPM. Just have a listen to that. So I could maybe make that fall time a bit longer. Maybe thicken it up a little bit with a bit of drum bass. Bring out those transients. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Let's have a look at what our shifters are doing, see if we can sort of... They're not really going down in pitch very much, so let's maybe apply a little bit more down. There we go. Okay, that's good. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that clip, I'm going to copy it over to the arrange page. I'm going to paste this in here, and I'm going to loop it for 64 bars. Why am I going to do 64 bars? Well, because when I put it into simpler in a little minute, I will be able to slice it up to 64 times. You can go longer, up to 127 if you want to slice the sampler. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it with simpler. So now we get to see if this works. Let's right click and go bounce to new track, and it's going to do this, and we're just going to sit. Oh, it's quite quick actually. We're just going to sort of sit and watch it do its thing. And it's bounced it, and now it's writing the crops up. There we go. It's done it. Beautiful. Look at that. Now, because we applied that fade out, we should get some pretty decent... That one's slightly weird, a little bit late. But it looks like it's worked. It largely looks like it's worked. We've got these nice transient-y nuggets of mystery. Let's have a listen to see what's coming out. That one was terrible. Oh, they kind of suck. Oh, that one's a bit better. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So that... So some of them are not very good. Some of them are fine. I wonder why that could be. What happened? Well, that one's good. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go and get simpler, and we can just chuck that all into simpler. Oh, sorry, down here, yeah. We can go to slice, and we can go to region, and we can go up to 64. And now if I arm my MIDI track, we can sort of listen to the sounds. That one's good. Some of them are terrible. I might have to do it again. They've got a kind of nasty crumb. I wonder if that's my sample rate not being very happy with me. That one's very good. Okay, as much as that was a success, I'm not entirely happy with I'm not entirely happy with the results, so I'm going to have another go. I'm going to leave that there though, because I think it's very good that we see where we failed so that we can succeed again. I'm going to try maybe something slightly different. Let's maybe duplicate that, and I'm going to delete all that stuff and maybe try it with something like some reverbs or something. So let's arm this track. That one, turn that one off. So all this stuff is still mapped. That's a bug in the device. Let's just get rid of that. So let's maybe try it with like hybrid reverb or something. Let's go and get hybrid reverb. Where is hybrid reverb? Let's put this thing. Put this here. Yeah. And then let's see if we can do something with this. Let's go map to the algorithm. Let's switch this to algorithm, and then we'll go map to the decay and map to the size. Yeah, interesting. Maybe we can ping. Maybe we can ping the filter. Okay, so now what I'm doing is that I'm essentially sort of pinging the filter by having increasing the drive and the resonance. If we probably go all the way. No, it's not feeding back. That's interesting. Let's maybe turn the clip on. Let's try a different one. Oh yeah. So we can kind of like ping the filter and use it like an oscillator. Try different. Let's maybe bring that resonance down. Yeah, this is something I've sort of been thinking about doing for a while, is just having a single sample trigger to ping effects. Let's map the filter. And now turn on the reverb. Okay, so because we've kind of got that set up from the previous track, let's enable that. All we really need to do is don't know why it's grayed out like that. Why is that grayed out? Am I even on the right track? All right, in my confusion, I actually just sort of worked something out which I didn't really know. But actually, if you right click the track itself, it only gives you bounce track in place. But if you right click the clip, then you get bounce to new track. Was getting a little bit thrown off there. Right, you can just do Command B. Right, let's try that now, see what happens. Let's see if this works a little better. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Let's solo this, have a listen, see what we've got. Yeah. Oh yes, perfect. So I think maybe the nature of the previous one perhaps wasn't really thought out particularly well. There were some glitches in. Oh, the OTT brings out that noise, which kind of gives it a. Let's listen to that one again. That was good. This one here. Is it this one? Yeah, that's good stuff. key. Right, yeah, we can do exactly the same thing here. We can go and get simpler, drop simpler in there, and then drop that in there. Go to slice, go to region, turn it all the way up because we did exactly 64 slices. And we can have a listen to that now. Oh, can we? Oh, I keep forgetting I've got that soloed. Right. Like, I don't really know what these would be useful for, but you might just find yourself sort of playing with them and then going, oh, I think of something that I could do with that. And I think that's kind of what it's all about, is about sort of creatively giving yourself a palette of options in order to sort of set you off on your journey, man. Sort of like get the arpeggiator in and just sort of loop little bits of it. So I'm just playing random notes on the keyboard and finding where there's some activity. Some pretty half decent percussion sounds. Oh my goodness. Right, that was pretty cool. I'm going to try and maybe do one more. I think I've kind of covered everything I wanted to do here. Let's go and get this. Let's duplicate this and close that one down. Let's go here. And yeah, that auto filter thing worked pretty well, I think. Why don't we use that in conjunction with raw? Let's go and get raw in here. Raw. I'm roaring to use raw. We don't need the OTT anymore. No, I'll leave it in there. Right, okay. So let's maybe try something with this. Is it this one? Oh, we need to arm the clip again. Oh, there we go. Right, okay. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. Might be because the frequency of the filter is just too low that it's inaudible. So let's maybe set a minimum frequency here or something like 20%. Yeah, let's maybe try for something lower, like maybe we can get some kick drums or tom sounds or something. A little quiet. That's very quiet. Let's see if I can... Oh, which one am I on? This one. I've lost all the volume. Let's address this. Okay. Still watching? Trying to think of what emoji you could put in the comments if you're still watching. Put a clock to indicate that you think this is a waste of time. Right, let's get on with it then. Let's turn up the compressor. Let's turn up the drive. Yeah, I don't know why I'm losing volume. I'm going to delete that O to T to TT. Oh, there we go, much better. Okay, let's, I think I'm happy with that. Let's close down that auto filter and let's see if we can map some stuff to this raw here. So let's start with maybe mapping to the, what am I doing here? That's the frequency. Let's delete all this stuff. Let's map the filter type of number one. And the frequency, maybe just set this to single for now. And then maybe the, oh yes. Let's maybe try the delay time. And then let's maybe try the filter width, frequency and width of the feedback, the filter and the feedback of this delay. let's also map the shaper type. Oh yeah. I love this bias stuff. I wish I could learn how to do this in Mac to make my own bias distortion. Let's maybe map that as well, but let's say we'll map it as something like 40% to 60%. Wow. I tell you what, I need to put the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I had the envelope follower after the filter. Bad move. It has to go after the click. There's sometimes like a weird sort of after note. I wonder what that is. Oh, crikey. Let's maybe do... what else could we do? Let's maybe see if we could just get the phaser flanger in just for a laugh. Since we've got so many things that we can map with this mapper I've made. Let's maybe put this after the raw. Yeah. Let's maybe map this to the time. Okay, let's get another one of those and map. This is all getting quite a bit much to manage. Let's map another one. Let's have two different phaser flanges. That's sounding interesting. Let's turn this off and so let's try it again. Let's go bounce to new track and listen to this terrible collection of sounds that we've made. Maybe there'll be some good ones in there. All right, bounce. It's bouncing. It's cropping. Right in the crop. So there it is. Okay, they look a little bit bigger. Let's go and get simpler. Let's put simpler in here and drop that in there. Go to slice, kind of done its best already. Let's put this to region all the way up to 64. Let's see what we've got. Bloody hell. Wow, that one's good. We can, of course, turn warp off and transpose them down. Try reverse it, maybe. Let's reverse the sample, see what that sounds like with them all sliced. Oh, that's exciting. We could try it polyphonically. actually, yeah, that's fun. We could actually, let's put that back to mono. Let's reverse it back. Group them. Let's group this one and then duplicate it and reverse the second one. Now, they're not going to match up, but it's still going to be sort of kind of interesting anyway. So we'll have some that are forward, some that are backwards. Let's see. Wow. Wow. That was loud. Let's put the transposition back. And maybe I'll just go to the mixer here and come down a little bit on the volume. Can have them sort of bounce back. Now, if we sort of did this in time with the music, they're all going to kind of line up. So why don't we maybe get like the arpeggiator in? So we recorded these at 120 BPM at a bar each. So let's maybe do something like, let's just try a bar and see what these are going to do. So that works quite well because they were all recorded at 120 BPM at one bar, and I've put some of them backwards. So that means that as the reverse one bounces back, see what I did there? Bounces back. They're all going to kind of overlap. Excuse me. They're all going to overlap in time with no gaps. So we can sort of, yeah, just play like, I'm just going to play like 4 notes on my keyboard. Very abstract stuff if you're into this kind of thing. If you want to sort of just find a palette of just noises to just put something in. You could maybe even use them as crash cymbals, or you could use them as just funny little sound effects in your music, you know, or maybe start a whole new song with it or something. I don't know. Interesting stuff. I wonder if we could maybe do it with something that's sort of half musical. Getting lots of tracks here now. Let's just close these down a little bit. So maybe rather than actually just use that ping thing, I'll maybe go about this the old-fashioned way. Let's go and get our expression control. And you can just use this. You don't have to use this thing that I made. I just sort of thought it'd be nice to just be able to just have 16 mappable randoms and not have to worry about it. I'm going to put that on my Patreon later. You can just use the normal expression control. So why don't we, maybe we can make sort of a sample bank of like little melodic phrases or something, or just like little riffs. I don't know. Let's see what we can do. Let's go and get Meld. Where's Meld? Let's get Meld. Let's draw in let's take a copy of that clip there. And I might maybe extend that out a little bit like that and turn that back on. Let's have a look at this. I'm just going to change the color here. Just a little bit of stuff. Damn it. Why isn't my right click working? There we go. Right. Assign, track click. Okay, good. Oh my goodness me. Let's turn all those off. Okay, so second oscillator off. Okay, and yeah, so we'll maybe do something like set this first tab to random and use that to randomize the engine, Meld engine. Mapping unsuccessful. Right, we need to change that to remote, and then let's do that again. Right, that's fine. Okay, and then let's do the same thing for Let's do the same thing for this one. Set this to random, set this to map, and map that. Oh, change that to... See, that's why I made my own one. Because I was just like... I love to rap. I love to map. I don't like to rap. I'd be terrible at that. I like to map random stuff. So I just kind of thought, rather than having to go through this clicky process, I could just click map once and just randomize it. Right, okay. Okay, so now let's maybe go and get some MIDI stuff now. Let's go and get the MIDI stuff. Let's go and get the... Let's get the arpeggiator. Maybe a chord here. Come on, get the chord in. So I'm just going to sort of make like a sample pack of just funny little phrases or something in conjunction with randomizing some of this stuff. Let's randomize the arpeggiator style. Get the note length in here and maybe... Okay, let's maybe randomize the pitch as well. Let's put this... So this is all going to be scale locked stuff. Let's set this to bidirectional. Set this... all right. Okay. All right, let's just see what that's like. Let's maybe like a little bit of, just a little bit of drum bus, I think, just to give it a bit of shape, give it a bit of extra shape. Let's maybe put the voices down to like 3. And maybe limit it as well. All right, now let's go. Something's wrong with my mouse. Right, okay, let's go bounce to new track now. Do it now, do it now. Okay, let's see how this goes. And then what we might have is a sample pack of little melodic phrases that we can put, again, into simpler, slice up in 64 times, because we recorded 64 bars of that stuff. And then we can have like a, I don't know, like a sort of, I don't know what it's going to be. Let's find out. Let's just find out together. That's what it's all about. Set it to slice, set it to region, turn it all the way up. I wonder if we can fade in and out with some polyphony, maybe. Oh, no, that's this is very stupid. Right, let's find the lowest note. Okay, I'm going to draw in. Going to draw this in here and extend that all the way out. Hang on, let's mute these. And oh, that's interesting. It made that for 2 bars. Okay, let's put that there like that. Actually, just wanted it to be like this. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do there? What the? Oh, damn it! Right, let's just draw that in there. Okay. Sorry, I haven't been doing Ableton for a little while. I've been getting into my Max thing, and I've slightly forgotten how to use Ableton. Sorry, everyone. Sorry about that. Sorry. Let's see if we can sort of maybe randomize the note. Actually, you know, I'm going to turn that fade in and fade out stuff off and do what I did with the other thing. I'm going to group that, reverse this one, and sort of have like one that plays forwards, one that plays backwards. Let's see what this is. Might sound terrible. Better turn my volume down. The last one was quite loud. Let's maybe put the polyphony back down to 1. See if we can get this to a bit of sort of interesting note clusters or something. Maybe we don't need the arpeggiator at all. Let's just turn that off for a second. Okay, I'm going to maybe use the LFO to sort of fade the reversey ones in. The reversey ones. Let's use this. Set this to like 1 bar and assign it to the volume. And for the forwards ones, we'll do the same thing, but the opposite. We'll do a ramp down, set that to 1 bar, and put that to the volume. This is very stupid. Okay, very weird stuff, but fun and interesting, I think. You can be surprised what you can come up with if you just sort of put a little bit of time at the start to just set up a little system to randomize some sounds. And now we don't have to, I personally still quite like to have the resample channel going, and then I can just sort of grab a loop in the background without having to stop the transport. However, if bounce, if you like to bounce, then this is one way that you can do that. You can create your own completely unique palette of sounds, and then maybe that might set you off and might make you want to make a song, and you can have the satisfaction of knowing that you generated all these sounds yourself. They're all unique to you and to your own personal tastes or something. Or you might think this entire idea was bollocks. But it's too late now. It's over. So I'm going to see you again soon. I'm going to go and put this all on my Patreon now, where if you'd like to support me there, you can download this Ableton live set plus many, many more going back 10 years. And your very generous support goes towards me making more videos like this, which I hope you enjoy very much. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Okay. Bye. 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 Bye.